What's up, YouTube? It's me, and I thought today I would teach you how to put on all of your goalie gear for ice hockey. I didn't find a lot of resources like when I was first starting out, and I'm sure there's some out there. So if you can find it, that's awesome. But I wanted to give my own take on it, on how to get your stuff on and make sure that everything's fitting correctly. So, yeah, let's get started. Let's just get right into it. So. Alright, one of the first things I always have is I always have a base layer along with some hockey skate socks, and usually I wear compression up top. It covers my whole arm. Decided not to today, it's a little warm in the house, but usually that's what I wear is my underneath. And then from there I put on my cup. Make sure you have one of these like actually big padded cups. You don't want just a basic plastic one. You're going to want something serious. I also recommend that you double up. A little plastic one underneath, one of these bigger ones on top. It's gonna do you a lot of good. These ones are nice. They have a bunch of padding up top, much more durable materials. You're not gonna feel it as much, and they're gonna keep everything important. So that's the cup. From there, I usually like to put on, fuzz on my thing. From there, I put on my knee pads. Knee pads are easy. They will tell you what side they go on. And get them apart. Left. Yep. So I like to make sure these go on before just about anything else. Knee pads should be able to cover your knee with the brunt of the pad on your knee when you're sitting. That way too. Stand up, they're on your knee, because when you're playing, your knees are down, right? Your knees aren't really straight. They're bad. So you want them on. So those are the knee pads. Right, let me grab them if I can. And there, you want your pants. These have been laying flat for a while. Sure, guys. Jeez. I have not put this on in a minute. Again, all right, it's very important with your pants. You can have a couple different ways to hold them. Remember, first you want them on your waist, on your kidneys. Come down, you don't want them on your knee, right, because then they'll build up a lot. These are a little flat, so they're gonna look a little funky. That's all right. Anyway, first belt is your internal belt. Make sure this one is tightened first. Should be along your waist pretty nice and snug. This is what actually keeps the pants up the best, as well as also it's what gives the pants their big look without being stuck to you. I like my pants loose on the outside, tight on the inside. That's why I have the internal belt. After that, just tighten everything else up the way you like it. Always hide away the strap. Then lace up the pants. Put a little pretty bow on. Makes them great. And for anyone new, remember, goalie pants are going to be different. One, they're going to have the internal belt, but even new hockey pants are starting to have. But really, what you're looking for is pads up here in the front. Your padding here and here. They're going to be open in the sides and in the back. Right? It gives us our mobility while also giving us some really good stuff. There we go. Now we're all set on pants. Everything fits great. After my pants is when I grab my skates out. Now that I've got my skates all laced up, it's probably easier if you have two working thumbs. This one's still broken. We're gonna tackle our leg pads next. Make sure when you're putting them on, you're putting the right side on the right leg. Remember, your knee block, all your padding, that stuff's gonna go on the inside. So anything that's open on the outside, best way to, is usually like that thicker kind of roll on the side. This is the part that goes on the outside. So right now, this is my right leg. the way I like to do it, I have my bungee straps, and these are going to go through my skate. There are no right or wrong ways to do it. Everyone's going to debate about it, and especially it depends on if you use bungees, skate lace, or some other kind of toe tie. But for me, I found a way that works for me. I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick it through these holes on my skate. I'm going to stick it through the front, cross them, come up the inside, and stick them together on top, above. So, away we go. I always try to make sure my toe ties are pretty even too, within, especially bungees, they will move a little bit, and that's okay. As long as you make sure that they're set and ready to go. But now, just feed through. Start pulling them up to the toe bridge there. Once they're through, bring the skate or the pad with the toe bridge up to the front of my skate, to the top of the runner there, and then start feeding again through that inside. Bring it up to the top, make sure it's how I like it. From there, open up my leg pads all the way, bring it up. The way I like to do it is I like to do the inside strap first to make sure it is literally anchored in place. Right? From there, I'll take the bottom one into the side, and I'll take my top and run it to the side. So now my inside looks like this. I brought this one over, and I brought this one from the knee over across. I like them a little bit loose, so these are at the very minimum that they can do. It's just how I like to wear my pad. The inside's a little bit tight, it's anchored in. I want my pad on my leg, but I still want it a little bit loose. Now you should see if it's fitting on top of my skate and it's not going anywhere. That's what you want. And to make sure they fit the best way, I always fit people. There are the measurements, but that's different from brand to brand. And different brands kind of do mess with their way they do things a little bit. So I always like to make sure your knee should be in the middle of this knee block here. Can't really show you, it's kind of hard, but I can guarantee you my knee is right about in there. That's where you want to be landing, because then when you drop down, your knee is landing where it should be on the block. Especially with knee pads, it really will help. But yeah, that's where you want them. It's that way too when you bring everything across. This is still in front of you. This is all to the side. So let me get my other pad on, and then we will go from there. All right, got both of my leg pads on. We're set on that. Lower body is done. We have done all of it. It's a lot of work, especially, again, if thumb doesn't work, I had a hard time getting some of the pads over here. Velcro over here. Anyway, so leg pads are on. They fit great. Everything's set to go. I need to protect everything else from the waist up now. So we're gonna grab, got our chest protector. Mine fits very specifically. I like it a certain way. I like to line up my Velcro beforehand, but I would definitely say the first time you're fitting it on, don't. Make sure you can get it to fit very snug. This stuff should fit very well. And then the way the arms work, there are these elbows right on the inside. Your elbow should sit in that and your wrist should be popping out. You shouldn't be tight in there. Flat. So also why I wear a base layer, so things don't get stuck. Right? So everything should fit. Your wrist should be able to come out and move around, but it should also be covering. There are different ways. I'm not a big tuck person. There's a big thing going on right now that people should be a tuck person. I'm not. I like a little bit of mobility. It does do a little bit, but it's not that big a deal. From there, really it should be on your shoulders. You should be able to move around and move your head, but they should be big. Your shoulders should be big. If your shoulder pads are really flat or they droop, they aren't great. It's also very broken there. From there, these arms, they should be on the inside, just protecting you. And it's nice, a lot of these new ones have straps on the Velcro on the back of the shoulders that can actually adjust and modify how it will fit with your shoulders, which is really, really great. So that's your shoulder pad. From there, it's over here because I had it hung up, is jersey. Mine I throw on over my head. Find an arm, feed it through, find the other arm, get it over the pad. Through. And then just bring it down. We'll just kind of start sliding over everything. Now, I like to tuck my jersey in the back of my pants. Just kind of helps take away from the front. Usually jerseys are a little bit big on me, kind of small, but hey, no big deal. It's all good. So jersey's good. Yeah, let's get on to the last little bits here. I always put my mask on first before I put on my gloves because it's easier that way. So mask is on. From there, I always do my catch glove, which means I am taking this piece off just for this little bit. It ain't gonna break my thumb anymore. Just find. Gloves are nice. They have a lot of modification parts in them. Really, it's been sitting flat in my bag for a while. There, I'm all the way in. There we go. There's going to be a couple pieces in the glove that'll have like parts and stuff for some of your fingers, kind of like a baseball glove. Last bit, blocker on. I'm ready to play some hockey. Get my stick behind me. For gloves, they should fit tight and snug. They shouldn't be loose. Your hand shouldn't be roaming around in there. They also shouldn't be packed up in the front. I like mine a little tight like that, but they shouldn't be squished in there. Otherwise, they're gonna get very uncomfortable. And then with that, same with the blocker. Stick-wise, find a paddle that works for you. There's multiple different sizes. A lot of recently, it's been all about when you're in your butterfly, and so it really should be when you're in your butterfly, it should be able to sit on the ice and your blocker should be up, right? But with the way goaltending is, you're always moving, you're always doing something. You should really keep that in mind about your style. There's no right or wrong. There are pros that use really short ones, and there's some people that play with really long paddles. Really is up to you. But yeah, I've already done two. I just did my tutorial on how to tape it. So this is actually that tape job. So if you want, refer to that video. It will have everything for you. And then yeah, that's it. If I thought it wasn't broken, I'd go play right now. So yeah, hopefully this helped. I never had a video quite like this to help me, so I hope this helped you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I can hopefully explain it a little more in the comments if you need it. But yeah, that's how to put on your stuff. So I'm gonna go, and again, wasn't broken, I'd be playing right now. So Catch y'all in the next one. Take care.